Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a new week here on the channel. Unfortunately for me, it's going to be a short week. I can only trade today and Tuesday. I do have a video planned to come out Wednesday, which is my top stock for 2022 and beyond, so stay tuned for that. But today, we traded Tesla, and we traded it 5 times on Tesla today, so stay tuned to see what happens. Let's trade. All right, so first trade of the day here was on, you guessed it, Tesla. We're watching it get pretty hammered here out of the gates. I'm watching it come down, come down, come down, and I'm looking for a spot to go ahead and get long here as we get down towards an 880 push. I put 5 shares out there at 882, and I go ahead and get filled long there. And all day today, kind of the idea on Tesla with how the market was, with how things were bleeding and dying and moving back and forth a bit, was just get in and get out. Take some money where I can. Don't look for that big win today. Today didn't seem like the day to be looking for those big wins. I was just going to try and hit the scalps, make some money, and get out. I also saw there was a lot of issues going on with DOS. If anybody uses DOS, looked like they were having issues for the large majority of the morning with the data being laggy or something like that, kind of 20-30 seconds a minute behind, and that's very hard to trade like that. So I was kind of worried about overall issues out there in the trading world today, and with how the market was, I was just looking for the scalps. But we're in here with 5 shares at 882 and looking for a little pop back up here just to get the day started. Looking for through 886, which is kind of the top of the candle that I got in on, and kind of a little bit of a line there starting. It's very small line because it's only a couple candles, but that's what I'm looking for here, and still willing to add in on this one if it continues to the downside down through the 880s with a nice move. So it kind of just chops here sideways for a little bit. Not quite sure which way it's going to go, but the market is starting to turn just a hair and move to the upside. So I'm looking for the possibility of getting that 886 move here pretty quickly. So it starts coming back up. It's pushing that 886. It's pushing that 886. I got my finger on the trigger, and I am ready to go as soon as we get through there. It starts moving through. I click the button. We get the fill there at 886.26 for a $21 gain. Nothing big, just little scalps today is all I was looking for. Then guess what? We traded Tesla again. It was moving to the downside again, so I go ahead and get long here another 5 shares at 868.39. Once again, willing to add in if Tesla wants to continue lower. Looking for several points per move, per candle here, with it being Tesla, which is an 800 stock. $800+ stock, and how it's moving on the day. So looking for multiple points here to the downside more if we're going to add in, or if it bounces back up to the upside for our take profit, just like we did the first go around, getting that 4 points there. So this time Tesla decides it wants to keep coming down a bit. So I'm watching it here as it's pushing down towards that I guess it's 860 mark. Yes, 860 at this point. I traded at so many levels today, it's hard for me to remember which portions I got in. So it's pushing down towards that 860 mark. It pushes down nicely there. Put out another 5 shares, get filled there at 861. So I now have 10 shares at an average of 864.70, and I'm willing to add in 10 more if we get a nice push down through 860. We actually did. I missed my ad. You can see here I missed it down there below 855. Would have been the ideal spot. I did get below there, and I missed it. So once I missed it, I go ahead and just put my order out here, 10 shares at 865, which is slight green, but nothing really. So it's basically just to cut this one off, break even at this point after I missed the appropriate ad spot there. So just looking to cut this one off, and we get the fill there. We make $3 on the trade, but really just a break even on that one overall. So a little disappointing, didn't get that final 10 share ad there. All right, next trade on Tesla. This one was a little bit different. This one I was watching the market, and the market right here started taking a big dip to the downside pretty fast, and Tesla had not gone with it yet. So I went ahead and got short 5 shares at, we'll just call it 871 for ease of use sake, and I was kind of just banking on it to come with the market once the market made that big move to the downside. And it was an aggressive move to the downside. It wasn't just a little move, it was a nice aggressive move. So it starts coming down here with the market, and I'm getting ready to put my order out there to cover my 5 shares as it's pushing down here towards 865. Once again, just looking for a little scalp, as I have been all morning. So just watching it here, I put it out there at 866.16, but here's something strange happens. I'm watching it, and I'm like, all right, it's through on the bid, but maybe my share size and where I am just hasn't quite gotten filled yet. But then it actually starts moving quite a bit through my order. I'm like, okay, there's no reason that I shouldn't have been filled at this point. So I'm confused. I cancel my order. It goes into orange, which I've never actually seen before. And what it looks like happened was the route that the Lightspeed picker tried to use didn't work, or the Lightspeed picker itself failed for some reason. So I know in these cases with Lightspeed, when an order fails like that, you just change the route real quick and normally it will work. So I changed the route to NYSE, got filled there at 866.16 for another 20 something dollar win. I was a little bit worried about this orange order popping back up if it became active again and filling me, but it did eventually go away and just clear itself out. So happy that was able to get worked out and made some money there again on Tesla. Guess what we did next, guys? We traded Tesla. So I'm watching it again. You can see all the past orders there, and it's a good thing we were able to get out of that fill if you're looking at the chart here from that last trade. And I'm watching it here as it's pushing up towards 900, looking for a nice move through that 900 kind of big area there on the chart. And I'm watching it here, and I'm watching it. At first I'm thinking, all right, maybe if we just get a weak pop through 9, I'll take it there. Or if it's a strong pop through 9, I'll adjust my order up a bit higher and try and get an even better fill here. So it does start popping up through 900, up to 901, 901.50, 902. I adjust my order, and I get a sell there at 902.29 with 5 shares. So feel pretty good about that spot, but once again, willing to add in here as per my plan. This ad would have been probably up around 908, pushing that 910 level had it continued to go from there. It didn't. It started to come down pretty much right away. So once again, I was just ready to buy this on a little scalp if it continued to the downside on a nice move and make another quick few dollars here. Looking for a few points, trying to make the money. We're ready to go. So we're in at 902. I think we're looking for a push down towards 895 again. Just looking at the chart, it could get that pretty easily to go ahead and get a cover here. So it's coming back down. It's making a move back down, trying to get towards that 895. Ideally as close as I can get there on the scalp for the win. Go ahead and cover it out there. Just took it at 897. 40, I believe, but got about almost 5 points on that one. So now up 71.75 after 4 small trades here today on Tesla. And the final trade of the day, if you will believe it, guys, you won't believe what stock I traded here. It was Tesla. So I'm watching Tesla again. This time it's moving back up towards 890. It's up at 889 right now. So I'm looking for a push up through that 890 level, see if it can push up towards 900 again where we were in it short earlier. So starts pushing up through 890 here, but it's really not extended off of the last 2 candles yet, so I certainly need more than where it is at currently. Need a nice big push here, looking like 895 at least. If we can get 895, may be a good spot to get short there, because that's a good 5-point move just in that one candle. So I'm watching Tesla. If we can get up through 895, it's pushing 894, 893, 894, kind of back and forth here for a minute or two on Tesla, at least what seems like a minute or two, and watching it back, obviously less than a minute or two because it's all in one candle. But watching it here as it pushes 895. It's trying to break through 895 here. 895 is on the ask. Can we get through? It's struggling. It's struggling. It's trying to get through 895. It barely gets through. I'm like, all right, that's a weak break. So I'm going to take it right there at 895. I am in 5 shares short. Let's try saying that one 5 times fast. 5 shares short at 895, and once again looking for that little scalp. But if it wants to move back up into that $900 range, I'm certainly willing to add in more shares. This one's looking pretty good. You can see the last few minutes of candles here on Tesla are way more extended than it's been for the last 2 hours. I did sit here for a while today. Normally I'm done at this point of the day, but sat here for a while knowing I would only have 2 days to trade this week. So I'm in Tesla here, 5 shares short at 8.95, watching what the market's doing on my other monitor at the same time, trying to feel it out, feel where we're going to go from here. Starts making a little bit of a move higher, but I'm going to need at least 900 on this move, probably a pop through 900 if I'm going to go ahead and add in 5 more shares on this move on Tesla. So it's going up, it's chilling, it's hanging out. It hasn't really done anything worth getting back into yet, hasn't done anything worth worrying about yet. We're just kind of hanging out and watching it at this point. And as you can see with all my orders that I've been using since we had that order issue earlier on in the day, I'm now using all NYSEs, and you can see that in the top middle box there, all the executions. That's why I put that up there so you guys can see that it is all real money with the executions, the execution time, the price that we got it, all that good stuff. So it pops up a little bit here, but then it starts coming back down, and at this point I'm just kind of thinking to myself, it would be nice if I could get to that $100 mark on a day like this where I was trading 5 shares of Tesla in and out. So I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, let's try and get that 30 bucks if we can get a nice pullback here, or if we have to add in, we'll still look for that same 30 bucks but with 10 shares. So looking at it, and it's starting to come back down a little bit, coming back down towards my average price. It's still got nice room to the downside here on the chart over the last 5 minutes or so, way extended off of the 875-ish range, and we're up above 890, so that's a good 20-point move right there. So thinking that the 5-6 points I'm gonna need to get that $30 to get me over the hump is not going to be too hard. So I'm watching it here, I'm watching it, and in my head I'm doing the math. It's coming down quickly towards 890 now. I'm like, okay, 889 is what I need to get to that $100 mark for a $30 win on 5 shares with 6 points. It's coming down quickly, so I go ahead and put the order out there at 889 with 5 shares, and it's kind of flirting with me a little bit back and forth, waiting to see if I can get the fill here and end my day. It's hanging out there. It's hanging out there. Can we get the fill, or is it going to pop up? No, we get the fill, and we're going to end the day up $101.75, all on Tesla. All trades on Tesla today. It was pretty crazy trading 5 shares in and out. So that's going to do it for me today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Hopefully you like Tesla, because that's all we traded today, baby. If you're long-term investing me, this is a great time to be getting in. If you're holding and you're in the red, just remember markets go up over time. So good luck, everybody. I'll see you later.